Well, regulars, I say it every month, but seriously, we've got some of the best artists and songs for you.
That's right, as Craig Barnabus Jones would say, the best. And speaking of the best, how was your 30th birthday? And I understand you have some rather exciting news to share.
Ooh, let's keep on the theme of the best and say yes, because that's exactly what I did. I got engaged last month on my birthday surprise party, which was just full of surprises, and I'm just so loved up because I have the best fiance ever.
And what's her name?
Mr. Nathan.
Lovely. We won't mention any last names.
No.
Are you going to be taking his last name? Is that the plan?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute.
So eventually it will end up on the podcast.
Lovely. Yeah, we'll get him in. Get the family working.
Oh, wow.
Well, on behalf of all of us here at Regular Radio and our wonderful regulars, of course, a huge congratulations to you and your sex slave.
Thanks. I do believe it's the other way around, though.
So what's happening with the podcast this month, then?
Well, to keep everyone warm through the last month of winter, we have a warm and fuzzy chat with Georgina Grimshaw.
And I believe that you're going to have a chat with Andy Clark from the Lollapalooza Festival here on the Gold Coast, is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I went German, but let's stick with that. Might be Austrian, actually.
I can't do that accent, so I'm going to leave that one with you. I also believe Craig Barnabus Jones is back with the news. Shawnee with Masturbate too.
Yeah, and I'm going to be having a chat with the Roadhouse, a band from Brisbane. We've had them on the YouTube before.
On the YouTube?
On the YouTube, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, we want everybody to enjoy this month, so let's start with my lovely chat with Miss Georgina Grimshaw.
Danke.
Hello, Georgina speaking.
Hi, Georgina. It's Emma calling from Regular Radio. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us tonight.
That's okay. Thanks for calling me.
So, we've played you before on our podcast, but for our new listeners, can you let them know who Georgina Grimshaw is and what we should expect from your music?
Yeah, I can do that. Georgina Grimshaw is a 25-year-old folk singer-songwriter. She has a lot of feelings and generally writes about those feelings in songs, and she loves flowers.
I've heard about the flowers. What flowers do you like?
All of them.
All of them?
So it's a really hard question.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I can tell you my favourite is the King Protea.
Oh, they're beautiful.
They are, and we struggle really hard to grow them in Queensland because our climate is just a little too cold in winter. I've got a little bit of frost that's, I think, trying to kill mine at the moment. So I've read that your influences were Missy Higgins and Delta Goodrem. How did you get into the genre you play today?
Well, I guess I learned how to sing listening to Missy Higgins CDs, and Missy's songs are very folky and very emotive. They're very storytelling. So I suppose that I kind of probably crafted myself off what I learnt by listening to her music as well as Delta's.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've both got beautifully unique voices in their own right. So I can understand how you have leaned on them as influences, especially from an Aussie music perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been doing a home concert, I hear. Can you tell us a bit about this experience?
So a friend of mine who's also a musician in Newcastle, Alexandria, and we've been doing some house concerts together, and the house concert has been called Just Like Home. So we've had a few of those now, and it's just really lovely just getting everybody into a lounge room, have a cup of tea and listen to some music, and we usually bake brownies halfway through, so everybody's lining up the whole way for the brownies. And
I love that, and the smell of the brownies would be coming through too as
exactly. So it just drives people a little bit crazy, and yeah, it's just a really, really lovely environment. And also for people who feel a little bit more nervous about going out, it can be really good so they can feel like they can go to a gig.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit more homely than, being out in public where there, may or may not be alcohol or, different crowds of people that they might not feel comfortable being
definitely.
around. Yeah, I really like that idea. JD was telling me that he was telling me before, just the whole concept of your concert series at home, and just how we kind of really need something like that here. Even a venue that would just promote doing something like that here would just be fantastic. So
we definitely want to take the concert on the road, because the great thing about the concept of it is that it doesn't have to stay in Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really important to us as well. We don't have any headliners, because we believe that in certain spaces it's good for all musicians to be equal.
Yeah, 100%. You just alternate throughout the series.
We do that. And if somebody comes a little bit late to a show with set times, we have smaller sets, so we rotate the artists, and then someone comes late, they can hear everybody.
That is so cool. There's some amazing tea houses in Australia, and I just think that would be a perfect fit, because, obviously sound and parking and all that kind of stuff, if you're looking at taking it on the road, you don't necessarily know somebody in every state and territory. So I think a tea house that you could have that kind of setup would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we're playing your track Old Friends on our August podcast. Do you have any special story about this song or the writing experience? I do know that your 2 dogs feature on your upcoming video.
Yes, my dog Oscar ate 2 cupcakes in the filming process of the music video.
That's brilliant. What kind of dog is Oscar?
He's a Kelpie cross Husky cross. I think that his dad was a bull Arab. We got them from the RSPCA, so we're not entirely sure.
Big eater.
Yes, he'd eat himself to explode if he could.
Oh my gosh, I've got a Labrador. She gets it. It's the same thing. Same thing.
But yeah, the song is basically about a little while ago. I left a group of people and they started spreading some rumours about me that weren't true, and then all of a sudden I found that my friend group wasn't really there. So that was a really hard time, but it's been good to kind of write a bit of a sassy song that sounds really upbeat to kind of poke fun at it a little bit.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, so
I think it's the best way to deal with nasty people. I think, I don't think people are very pleasant if they've got anything nasty to say about others, especially when they're meant to be their friends. So good job. I love the fact that you've used your creative outlet to give a bit of a sassy response.
Thank you. It makes me really nervous, to be honest.
Oh, really?
But it also feels really good to get to the point where I'm stronger than I was when it all first happened.
Yeah, and the other thing as well is that, without you realising, you're actually being a role model to others that could potentially be in the same situation. So, yeah, I think that's a really good, positive way to deal with it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And lastly, where would our regulars find you?
So, on Facebook, I'm Georgina Grimshaw. If you wanted to follow me on Instagram and see all the flowers and the countless stories about my dog, Dear Georgina. So it's as if you wrote me a letter. You'd write Dear Georgina. Yeah, and I'm also on YouTube and Spotify, and you just Google my name.
Cool. You've definitely gained a new follower in me this evening, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Thanks. I'm Georgina Grimshaw, and you're about to listen to my song Old Friends on regular radio.
Doubt seems to steal the best of you. the truth they believe isn't false. Did you listen to their words? 'Cause they don't like me. They don't like me. Not anymore. Did you listen to their words? 'Cause they don't like me. They don't like me. It hurts. Don't listen to their words. 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 Don't listen to their words.
Bano from Canada are up next with My Time.
Left my job, left the city, left my woman behind. Working hard, making pennies, never seeing a dime. Working long, left my family, know they're praying for me. Left my job, left the city, I've got somewhere to be. On my own, do you know just how far that I go? You know I'll do it my way. You know I'll do it my way. I got stones in my way. I'm gonna make it my time. I got stones in my way. I got stones in my way. Gonna make it my time. I got stones in my way. Left my job, left the city, left my woman behind. No more working for pennies, I ain't wasting my life on my own. Do you know just how far that I'll go? You know I'll do it my way. You know I'll do it my way. I got stones in my way. I'm gonna make it my time. I got stones in my way. I got stones in my way. I'm gonna make it my time. I got stones in my way. I got stones in my way. I'm gonna make it my time. I got stones in my way. I got stones in my way. I'm gonna make it my time. I got stones in my way.
I love these guys. No, 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 no are back with their track Desperation. Brisbane guys Fingerless woo you with their sweet guitar and vocals, with their awesomely named song Tambourine Addict Who Plays the Drugs.
Out the night, draw the curtains closed, pull the windows tight. Hope the latches hold, see reflective light.
aptly named Ocean out of the Gong bring you cartoon Supervillain.
Got a day job, making chaos. Gonna live a life of crime. Stunning fist fights under street lights. I'm a creature of the night. I got a hideout under mountain. Diabolical creations. Well, I don't like fun. I made a ray gun. Gonna try blow up the sun. I'm evil. I'm a super villain and I'm evil. I'm a super villain and I'm I got a mustache, I made a train crash when I tied a woman to the tracks. I got priors, I'm starting fires. I've been in and I'm never going back. I was spreading, Armageddon, anarchy from 9 to 5. I gotta break free, you'll never catch me, and you'll never take me alive. I'm evil. I'm a super villain and I'm evil. I'm a super villain and I'm evil.
This month, I chat with Andy Clark, the brains and magic behind the legendary Wallapalooza.
Hello, Andy speaking.
Hey Andy, it's Emma calling from Regular Radio. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. So, known as a local independent music festival, Wallapalooza is a day that is strongly encouraged across the Gold Coast and Brisbane music community. Tell us how it all began.
I used to run an event out of Coomera called Coomera Rocks Festival.
Yep.
And that was started off as a little festy that we had, and we had put 5 bands on the back of a truck, cover bands, and pulled 1,000 people.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it ran for 8 or 9 years. But the venue manager I set that up with moved from that hotel to the Wallaby Hotel. And I started right towards the end of that festival. I was doing trying to get some legway back into original music, because it was just, at the time there was Shark Bar and Cooley Hotel, and that was it.
Yeah.
No one else would put on original music, even with a gun to their head.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really original Gold Coast and Southeast Queensland music was actually, it was loathed. It was loathed within the entertainment sector. You know, it had no credibility. Couldn't play it. It was shit. You had to play covers, and that really didn't sit well with me. So I started doing some original band events, you know, some competitions and stuff, and I was blown away by what I saw. And I had a daughter who was, in her early teens at that stage, and a very talented young musician. And I come from the original scene myself. I used to play at the Playroom with my band in the 90s all the time. You know, I sat there and drank beers with Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yeah.
Sat there back, and you know, we opened for Screaming Jets when Better was a single. You know, over 2,000 people in a venue, and we would play to, on double header nights, we played to, anywhere between 150 and 400 people to come watch us.
Wow.
You know, we had a cult following. A lot of the bands at the time did, and it was a thriving scene. And I just looked around and I went, most of the gigs in those days, even there was only a couple of venues doing it, and much respect to those venues because they've done it from go to woe. But, you know, you had to play on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
You know, and it was Thursday night and you had to charge a door. And I'm like, I'd be fucked if I'm coming out on a Thursday night to go see a band. You know, everyone's got, times have changed. Almost everyone's got day jobs, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
there's no, and there was no events on. There was no festivals whatsoever. And I went, you know, there needs to be somewhere for these bands to be able to showcase their music to an audience, an actual audience that was interested in seeing what they did. And it wasn't a fucking Thursday night or a Tuesday night or what have you. So, yeah, I said, the venue manager said to me, well, I want you to do the festival. And I said, well, I'm only doing it on the proviso it's all original music. It took a good month, nearly 2 months to get that signed off.
Oh, wow.
And I was adamant, and he put his nose out for me because it was unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he had to go to bat for me with that, and we did it. So I started it off, and my first little event had 5 bands.
Yeah.
And we probably pulled 80, 90, 100 people, maybe.
Wow.
And so I did it the following year. Still had 5 bands on. People found out about it from the year before for underground, and I had a couple of hundred, you know, probably 250.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following year, I run it a little bit longer, so we went 8 bands. All of a sudden, I was getting up to 350, 380 people turn up, and then we got to a year. It was just year-on-year growth, and they were happy with it. And we got to year 6.
Yeah.
And I want to do more bands. I want to put more bands on, and we had the space in the venue, so we added another stage.
Oh, wow.
So we added a stage downstairs. We went from 1 stage to 2 stages. I put on 14 bands that year.
Yeah.
And boom, it started to take off. Like we were getting, you know, good 500 to 600 to 700 people coming through.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Over the course of the day, you know, and it was great. And then I said, look, I want to do more. I want another stage. So we added another stage. And then that year, I think that was about year 7, I put 32 bands on. And I started getting creative with the themes. Because I had been doing themes all the way along, and that's where Wallace started getting a bit of its eclecticness. So I always changed the artwork and the motivation. And I'd done things like I'd had freestyle motocross in the car park of the Wallaby doing something. And year 7 was the year I did my uncle. It was like I was inspired by Jim Rowe Circus, so Freak Show Circus. So that year we did. I had fantasy theme, and then I had flesh pulls. So I had people doing flesh pulls and suspended from block and tackles, and
wow,
people driving 9-inch nails into their head, and you know, all professional act. You know, S&M people, but yeah, that year it just clicked, and everyone came and watched all the bands, and then that was the year that sort of Walla was either, I think it was, that might have been year 6, not 7 actually. That's when Walla really got on the map.
Yeah, and what, you've got 42 bands this year and 4 stages. It's just absolutely just gone gangbusters for you guys. I needed another stage because I wanted to give more bands a go. So we made another one. That's fantastic. What do you think the in 10 years' time? What do you think Wallapalooza will look like, given how much you've grown in such a small space of time now? Do you think you'll always be at the Wallaby, or do you feel like it'll get to a point where you might need to go to Mudgee Showgrounds? At least you keep the Mudgee Bar connection, or something else like that.
I'm tied in very much with the community there because they've always been there. Do you know what I mean? I was always the underdog, and my bands were always the bands that don't play at the pretty events.
Yeah.
You know? I take any type of music that goes, but traditionally the darker arts, the heavy stuff. I love love anything. It's got to have a band for starters. and,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not huge on hair buns. I much prefer hair metal. You know.
Yeah.
And I've always had the support there. I've got a lot of support from local council. So Glenn Tozer, member for Parliament, has been a big advocate over the last few years and supported us. But I do have growth. There's some growth going into the Wallaby setup next year.
Yeah.
So we'll have the capacity to hold another. We're tipping around 900.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Just by creating, it'll become almost like a little precinct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we weren't unfortunately able to get all the logistics side of that over the line this year. We had planned on it, but it's ready to go for next year. So I think we'll pretty much always be a Mudgee Bar event, but there's some other, there's because of the success of Wallapalooza. I've had a lot of other places interested in us doing similar events.
Yeah.
I'm just very mindful not to bastardise what I do by turning it into a cookie cutter setup. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a cultural event. I'm not about the money. If I was, it wouldn't have a free entry for revenue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm very mindful. I'm very protective of my baby. So it will expand. And it will grow over the upcoming years. Yeah, definitely. It's already signed off for next year. So
each year with your growth, what does a typical day, it's like look at an average typical day, look like for you behind the scenes?
it's pretty hectic. I like to describe it. I'm like a bride on her wedding day. I try not to get Bridezilla or Wallazilla.
Wallazilla, love it.
Wallazilla, but it's a frenetic pace, and I'm a stickler for detail. So Wallapalooza never loses time. So we manage, on average 34, as this year 42 bands, and by the end of the day we'll be lucky to be out by 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
So I'm an absolute stickler for detail. My team know that. But I'm blessed to have an absolutely amazing team behind me.
That's fantastic.
For me, we've got to a bit of a sweet spot now. So on the developmental years, it was me and one other person that basically, it started off just me, and then I've had someone help me for a few years, and it was two of us up till about year 6, year 7, just two of us doing it all on our own. And now, I've got a great team behind me that most of them have been with me for a couple of years.
Yeah.
They're passionate. They're very good at what they do, but they're very even keel. They're very much the yin to my yang. So
fantastic.
I've got the big eyebrow, and I'm like, time, blah, 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 and they all just go, yeah, blah, 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 and make it happen. They know what is expected. They're passionate, and it comes through in the way that they manage every detail of my event. So, frenetic pace, lots of steps. I need one of those little step bloody wristband things. I think I do about 30,000 of them. But, it gets to about 10 o'clock at night, 9:30 at night, and that's when I pull out the scotch and have my first scotch and go, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, it's time to not look at my phone for at least 5 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, and just enjoy a bit of the music. So, yeah.
That's it.
I think for me, the day for me is all about attention to detail to make sure that the people that have humbly attended my event and have come and taken the time to come see these bands get the best experience that they can. So that's my detail and my team's detail.
Yeah.
But most people, from the feedback I get, is they wouldn't even know what's going on. Everything just runs seamlessly, which is, I can't get better praise from my team than that.
Oh, that's exactly like an event director's dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Totally get that. And finally, could you please let our listeners know where they can find all of the information about Wallapalooza?
Our Facebook page. We're a low-cost operator, so as I said, free entry means low-cost operator. The hotel's got everything up.
Cool.
We're going to really bang it on into our Facebook page.
Yeah.
I out of respect for Dead of Winter, stay fairly quiet after Dead of Winter because we go hand out our flyers and hang out and enjoy the bands. But now, over the next month, it's just going to be ramped up to the eyeballs. You'll see a lot. The other place you'll be able to get it is on Rebel FM.
Yeah.
So this year, finally, your new owners of the hotel have invested some money into my marketing budget. So we are endorsed or sponsored or supported, whatever you want, by Rebel FM. So Davo from Rebel is going to be doing quite a fair bit. You'll actually get to hear a lot of bands on Rebel, and also we're having our own homegrown special coming up. So,
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
But yeah, just go to our Facebook page and it'll really cook up over the next couple of weeks. You'll see lots of videos and stuff with the bands, yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to go to Wallapalooza, it's on Saturday the 14th of September at the Wallaby Hotel in Mudgeeraba. Thank you for taking the time to have a bit of a chat with us tonight, Andy. I really appreciate that.
More than welcome, and thank you guys, because we're a community-based born event, as I said, with no budget, and it's the support of people like yourselves that get in and help share our message around. There's the reason that Wallapalooza's around after 11 years. So I'm very humbled that you have taken the time to support what we do. So thank you.
Thank you. I would say we're from a very similar family because we're all about independent artists getting that opportunity to be heard. Craig Barnabus Jones, you're up. Our news. Come on, buddy.
Thanks, Emma. G'day, Regular Radio regulars. Welcome back to our amazing podcast for another month. Hope you've been having a blast. And by the time you're listening to this, our very own JD will have finished his dry July. It felt like the longest month ever for him. Anyway, we're all super proud of him here at Regular Radio. He's actually sitting over there with a beer in his mouth as we speak, celebrating at the final of his dry July. So well done, buddy. He's actually raised, too, if I can let you know, regulars, over 200,000 Zimbabwean dollars, which is just fantastic. It works out to be about, just shy of 900 Australian dollars here. So pretty good effort, I think, for that wonderful cause. Anyway, I'm Craig Barnabus Jones and proud to be bringing you this month's news. Regulars, before I start, pretty exciting news. We've got our new Regular Radio website up and running now, which is pretty exciting, www.regularradio.com.au. So what we'll be doing now is publishing all of our Twitter feed onto that page there, so any of our news stories will be able to be found down there on the left-hand side, so by all means, check it out. Anyway, let's get started with all the news, and as always, we've got a ton of important stories to fill you in on. So we'll kick it off with the world of sport, and a Tour de France rider could find himself in hot water with race officials after whacking a cheeky spectator during Stage 9 in France. The incident occurred during raucous celebrations on France's national holiday, Bastille Day, with some fans clearly enjoying festivities a little too much. As the peloton of riders raced around a corner at 48 Ks, a group of fans decided they'd had a bit of fun by mooning the athletes. While most of the riders sped past the fans with little more than a smirk, one from the Bahrain Merida team decided to dish out some punishment. As he flew past the mooning spectators, he gave one a good whack, leaving a fairly hefty handprint, as pictures that emerged online later showed. While the spank left onlookers in stitches, it could land the rider in hot water, if he's able to be identified. Tour de France officials are notoriously stringent with their rules around interactions with spectators, and this incident appears to contravene a law which prohibits indecent appearance or inappropriate behaviour. Officials also take a hard stance on any other act or deed which is liable to damage the image and or reputation of ASO and or of the race. And you can check out the video link through our Twitter page at news_regular. Now to our next story, and baffled doctors in India had to operate to remove a whopping 1.6 kilogram hoard of golden metal jewellery, trinkets, money and a watch from a woman's stomach. The 22-year-old patient had suffered abdominal pain and threw up after every meal for a week before she was admitted to hospital. Sonography and x-ray tests revealed metal in her tummy, so surgeons at Rampurhat Government Medical College and Hospital in India operated to remove it. Surgeons removed chains, nose rings, earrings, trinkets, bangles and anklets during the 75-minute procedure that also revealed 90 coins and a wristwatch. It is believed the woman, who is undergoing psychiatric treatment, may have taken the items from her brother's costume jewellery shop. Her family explained they noticed the ornaments were disappearing, but whenever they questioned her, she started crying and revealed nothing. The woman's mother added, despite keeping an eye on her, she somehow managed to swallow all these objects. She was not well for the past 2 months. She says that before admitting her to hospital, the family had taken her to various private doctors and she was on medication without any result. I wonder why. Dr. Biswas confirmed the patient from West Bengal, India, is stable and she will soon be discharged. And if you'd like to check out the pics for yourself, head to our Twitter page. But a word of warning, it contains some highly graphic content, which is just the way we like it here at Regular Radio. Now moving on, a beauty therapist operating at the back of a jewellery shop in Melbourne's southeast may have exposed hundreds of clients to serious bloodborne infections such as HIV and hepatitis. The unregistered Saonaun Kim Lee salon was shut down by authorities in May after it was found operating illegally in the Springvale shopping centre, but not before it treated potentially hundreds of clients since January 2018 for risky procedures including tattooing, mole removal, facial fillers and skin tightening. The local council was first alerted to the clinic when customers at the shopping centre noticed people coming out of the jewellery shop with blood on their faces and wearing bandages. Later inspections found poor hygiene practices, including cockroaches crawling across equipment. Victoria's Health Complaints Commissioner has shut down more than a dozen other cosmetic operators flouting the law in Victoria in the past year alone. Operators have been hit with prohibition orders which ban them from advertising services or providing any type of cosmetic, surgical or medical procedure. Some have been found to be working illegally in Australia as beauty therapists or massage therapists and ordered to complete training and obtain relevant qualifications before they can practice. The Department of Health and Human Services was on Wednesday contacting 68 clients known to have received procedures from the Springvale salon. According to them, there appeared to be no evidence of cleaning or disinfection. There were cockroaches on medical equipment, and it's pretty evident that the risk of infection was substantial. Authorities know of at least 50 more clients, but because of poor record keeping, they fear the real number could be in the hundreds. Now, early on Wednesday afternoon, the jewellery shop which the illegal salon was operating from had also been shut down. Signs plastered on the windows read that it would remain closed until further notice. One trader at the shopping centre who did not want to be named said she'd seen both her friend and a customer with eyebrow tattoos at the store, describing the results as very ugly, tattooing thick individual strokes that did not resemble eyebrow hair. She said that her friend, after seeing the result of the $250 procedure, was so unhappy she asked for a refund so she could have the procedure done elsewhere, but was refused and told she could have another procedure done at the store. Other traders at the centre said they'd heard rumours of dodgy practices happening at the establishment and had noticed the store, which initially only sold jewellery, had over time also started stocking an array of other products like bags and makeup products. A statement from the department said there were no reports so far of clients becoming unwell from visiting the salon. It said the risk of contracting Hep A, B and C were moderate and the risk for HIV was low. Dr. Sutton, medical expert, has encouraged people to check online the Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency database if they think someone is falsely claiming to be a medical practitioner. Now, I guess these cheapskates will soon learn their lesson from this and just go to Bali for their plastic like all the rest of us. Now for our next story, we head across to our friends in the United States, in the land of opportunity, the American dream, and of course, the politically correct. Now, building upon its rich and at times head-scratching legacy of being one of America's deepest pockets of progressivism, the leaders of San Francisco's Berkeley region plan to get rid of every speck of gendered language they can find in their government playbook. And they're starting with, you guessed it, manhole. After the City Council adopted the first reading of the new ordinance this week, Berkeley could soon replace any references to he or she in the civil code with they, part of the city's campaign to recognise its non-binary residents. And there are a lot there, by the way. The effort was led by City Council member Regal Robinson, who told the NBC Bay Area, "It is Berkeley being Berkeley, and what that means is it's Berkeley being inclusive." A male-centric municipal code doesn't reflect the reality of the city of Berkeley, and it's been estimated that the change to the city code will cost only about $600. The current code mostly uses masculine pronouns, but both he and she will be switched to them and they under the new rules, unless the context indicates the contrary, the ordinance draft says. The reason behind this? Well, amending the municipal code to include gender-neutral pronouns by eliminating any gender preference language will promote equality, according to the City Council agenda item. Now, I'll just share with you a sampling of some of the gender preference language that will soon be purged from city documents and the new words that will replace them. So manhole becomes maintenance holes, fireman becomes firefighters, man-made becomes artificial, men and women become people, manpower becomes human effort, manufactured, I get this one, manufactured becomes machine-made. Didn't even know manufactured was a masculine word, but I suppose it is. Pregnant women becomes pregnant employees. And the list goes on. Quite humorous in my opinion. And in next month's news, America adopts the metric system. Stay tuned for that one. Now on to our next story, and a Colombian man has had hell to pay when Spanish police at Barcelona's international airport discovered a half kilo of cocaine under his wig. The considerably nervous man, who arrived on a flight from Bogota at the end of June, attracted officers' attention because his hairpiece was of disproportionate size, according to authorities. In what police have dubbed Operation Toupee, the officers found a perfectly sealed package taped to his head, containing about $34,000 worth of cocaine. Spain is an important European gateway to Colombian coke, with hauls from drug busts often running into tons. But passengers acting as mules are frequently caught trying to smuggle relatively small amounts of the drug through the country's airports, including Barcelona's El Prat airport. On one occasion, when officers in Barcelona discovered a package of drugs strapped to a Colombian man's abdomen, he confessed that he had also swallowed 35 condoms filled with the drug. Spain is the European Union's sixth biggest consumer of cocaine. The UK tops the list, followed by the Netherlands, Denmark, France, and Ireland. Now, you see, this is not the first time, though, that people have used wigs for such a purpose. 4 years ago, a woman was arrested at Madrid's airport with 900 grams of cocaine sewn into her wig. In recent years, authorities have also found cocaine inside breast implants, hollowed out pineapples, a wheelchair cushion, a plastic cast on a man's leg, and a 42-piece crockery set. Now, these are some very elaborate methods of drug smuggling. Surely hiding a few kilos of weed inside, let's say, a boogie board bag would be sufficient. I mean, I don't think anyone has ever tried that. I may just be onto something, I think. Now let's head back home for our final story for this month. This one's about a man wearing a jetpack flying around Sydney Harbour, to the amazement of tourists exploring the Sydney Opera House. Australian businessman David Mayman spent 12 years developing the jetpack and 9 years waiting to fly around Sydney Harbour on it, after a 2010 flight by the Opera House in a jet-powered rocket belt landed him in the water, obviously for his trial flight. Mayman said that after leaving Australia 24 years ago and flying all over the world, he said it's great to be flying back here. Despite crash landing in the harbour 9 years ago, Mr. Mayman said he wasn't nervous for the flight, which was a celebration of the soon-to-be-released documentary Own the Sky, following his 12-year journey. The deafening sound of the 6 engines of the jetpack firing up drew a massive crowd harbourside on Sunday as people watched mesmerised. The jetpack weighs about 35 kilograms and straps on like a hiking backpack. With 6 engines, it can fly up to 5 kilometres high. Once the engines are fired up, the jetpack becomes completely weightless. According to David, the feeling of flying with it is amazing. He says, "I still haven't been able to fully describe it. On one side, it's really intense because you have these incredibly powerful engines, and in my right hand, I have the throttle. But on the other side, it's very gentle, and when you take off, it gently lifts you off the ground." I cannot wait to check out that video. Head to our Twitter page if you'd like to have a look. Coming soon to a store near you. We're certainly hoping. Anyway, I can't wait to have my own jetpack one day. Well, regulars, that's the end of our news segment for this month. You're now up to date on all the latest from here in Australia and around the world. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for some more laughs and hits coming up next. And as always, stay regular.
JD's cat is named Sebastian. I wonder if he likes our first submission from Ecuador. Here is Lord Sebastian with Damnation.
I saw her standing near the door. I never seen her so sad like I saw her that day. Her face was sealed as soon as she crossed the threshold, and she fell into the cold white snow.
She was praying in the cold December. She waits outside, but she was full in temptation, playing. She breaks to cry, and her memories fading one by one. I've never seen somebody cry so hard.
Tahi reminds me of mahi mahi. Well, not really, just the spelling. Enjoy the next track called Paranoid.
I think I am infamous. There's nothing I ain't heard. You wanna know my business? You better wait your turn. You want this bitch for breakfast. Cool temper, douse the burn. Think that this is scandalous. Follow me round the earth. Follow me round the earth. Follow me round the
Newcastle lad Aaron James is our homegrown version of our friend Connor Grant. This song is called All I Want Is You.
Notes by my bedside table remind me why only think of myself with open arms. No matter the season, you will always give me the reason. Wash away this confusion. Find a way to break right through. Hear me say what I really wanna say. My truth is, I lose myself when I'm close to you. When we do that slow romancing thing we do, pull you close, whisper in your ear. All I really want is you. Bloodlines plant seeds in your mind. They take the glow from your hazel eyes. No matter how hard they try, you're the burning candle light my darkest night. Ooh, I lose myself when I'm close to you. When we do that slow romancing thing we do, whisper in your ear. All I really want is you. Let's dance this night away. You know we'll make it through. No place I'd rather be than right here with you. Oh, I lose myself when I'm close to you. When we do that slow romancing thing we do. Pull you close, whisper in your ear. All I really want is you. All I really want is you.
James Garland, yeehaw! Welcome back. This is Drink You Away.
Another lonely night of me waiting by the front porch light. I guess you ain't coming home this time. I'm getting used to being alone and you not picking up your phone. I guess I'll go ahead and just move on. And I'm gonna drink you away till I don't remember your face. Let the whiskey hit my lips and wash it all away. And that night down by the lake, just consider it erased. And I'll get stronger every day. But tonight I'm gonna drink you away. You always ride that line between the truth and another lie. And I can see it there in your eyes. I know I don't say much, but I can feel it when we touch. It always makes me wanna just give up. So I'm gonna drink you away till I don't remember your face. Let the whiskey hit my lips and wash it all away. And that night down by the lake, just consider it erased. And I'll get stronger every day. But tonight I'm gonna drink you away. Yeah, I'm gonna drink you away till I don't remember your face. Let the whiskey hit my lips and wash it all away. And that night down by the lake, just consider it erased. And I'll get stronger every day. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna drink you away till I don't remember your face. Let the whiskey hit my lips and wash it all away. And that night by the lake, just consider it erased. And I'll get stronger every day. Yeah, I'll get stronger every day. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna drink you away. Yeah, I'm gonna drink you away. I guess you ain't coming home this time.
Next up, JD chats with our second feature artist of the month, Roadhouse. Enjoy.
G'day, Regular Radio regulars. I'm joined in the Regular Radio studio by vocalist Chris Byrne. I hope I'm saying these right. And bassist Dan Nembach.
Nembach's perfect, mate.
Yes!
You got that
Good
right.
day.
Surprised. You're one of the only people who ever get that right first go.
Oh, I just went Nem. That's pretty fucking easy. And then Bach is in...
Yeah, exactly. Like Sebastian Bach.
Nembach.
It's from Germany, so you got it right.
Yeah, if you're not saying the right, you're not saying it at all.
Exactly.
You got a hocker league in someone's face after you say it.
So these guys are from Brisbane power rock outfit Roadhouse, also one of my favourite films. The band have an almost cult following here in their home state of Queensland and liken themselves to bands such as Jet, AC/DC and Airborne, providing they still believe what they wrote on their Triple J Unearthed page.
We do.
Good.
More or less.
I love those bands, so that's fine.
Nice. Well, welcome back to the Regular Radio studio, guys.
Thanks, JD. Good to see you
us
again, mate.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. Now, Roadhouse was formed in early 2016 with only 4 of you. Now, since then, you've gained a member. You played your debut gig at the Jubilee Hotel. You've hit up your first ever festival at Uberfest, released your debut EP Walking Tall, and have been featured on a bunch of great radio stations and media across Australia. Now, the one thing I've taken from just about every single review or comment I've read from your fans and listeners is just how much they love your guys' energy on stage. How do you flick the switch on amping it up and retaining those energy levels for a full Roadhouse show?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just a ball of energy as it is usually, and just the idea of me performing on stage just gets me crazier as it is. I'm a born performer. I've done theatre my whole life and then got into music, and so it's just getting on stage is my happy place, basically.
Nice. So you're saying Roadhouse is a cabaret band?
Oh, no, but something like that. No, but just jumping around on stage is a lot of fun for me. I just like showing off, basically. Yep. I'm a bit of a dickhead, so this is the way it is.
No, it looks like you guys have a lot of fun when you're up there, which is, one of my favourite bands, Sydney band Blue Juice. Now, completely obviously different style of music.
Yeah.
But fuck me, did they put on a show. Like, you turn up to a Blue Juice concert, you've been to a Blue Juice concert. If you've got some Jack Daniels that you'd never paid for poured on you, some dude's sweaty balls rubbing on your face.
That sounds like a good time.
It's great. It's fantastic. I mean, the only thing I'd never liked about the Blue Juice show is people always try to fight me. And I don't know if that's because I'm like a big dude and they go, hey, look, here's a fucking challenge.
Let's give it a go. There's always wankers out there.
And I'm always like despite the fact I look like I'd probably deck someone, I just want to go there and listen to music. So I always crack the shit so that fuck up my gig watching.
There's always someone trying to ruin the fun.
Yeah, exactly, unfortunately. And sometimes it's the venue as well. You go to a venue that basically attracts those sort of dickheads.
Yeah. I must say, we've usually got a pretty good crowd at the Roadhouse shows. We always call it the Roadhouse family in our circle. So
that's beautiful.
We're looking out for each other, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, this question's for you, Dan. Apparently, you're a bit of a Kiss fan. And I gathered that because I basically Facebook stalked the shit out of you guys earlier today. I didn't have much to do at work, so it was basically just look at stuff, and I saw you getting this tattoo. Now, can you tell us how your infatuation with Starchild and the rest of the gang kicked off, and how their music has influenced you with Roadhouse?
As the legend goes, I don't particularly remember this, but I was a young kid in my high chair, and my parents were driving our old Commodore. Don't know where we're going, don't know what we're doing. Rock and Roll All Night come on the radio, and I started smacking the back of my head in my chair and started getting really into the music. And ever since I was a kid, it's always been about Kiss. I always just waited for them to be on the radio. I never had an album for a really long time until I was at this modelling gig. Yes, I was a childhood model. Look at me, you can tell. And then my dad was with me, obviously, and he was like, well, let's go to Rocking Horse Records afterwards and we'll get you your first album. And then, from there, it was just eating up all the imagery and the music and everything. And my bass lines are very Gene Simmons-esque. I've taken a lot from the way he plays, especially in the early Kiss. His bass lines are phenomenal, and I think he's very underrated in that capacity. And most of that sort of stuff just comes from him. So I always like to be heard and to show off because I want to be like Gene Simmons and Kiss, basically.
So, no, I guess the spin-off question is how long do you rock and roll, and how often do you party?
Oh, every day and all day.
Nice, that's the way.
That's it, mate.
Well, you guys have frequented some pretty great venues in your hometown in Brizzy and plenty more interstate. Have you got a favourite venue that captures everything Roadhouse is about?
I could probably give you a top 10, top 12.
Let's do it. Fucking top 10 that.
Mate, I'll give you a few. My top at the moment, we've been loving playing a bit of lefties. We've been, the boys in Roadhouse love a bit of NRL, and we've found ourselves playing at quite a few post NRL match Broncos games at Lefty's Old Time Music Hall and on Caxton Street there.
I was literally going to say, have you hit up Caxton Street pub as well?
Go the Broncos.
The atmosphere. We played game 1 of State of Origin, which Queensland, phenomenal performance.
Yeah, it was great.
We'll forget the others, but mate,
I don't think they played in the other 2 games.
There's
some other guys there.
Third one was a good game. It's close.
But look, I'll stick it back to one. Lefties is one of my favourite atmospheres, and people go to Lefties to see live music. They're there to have a good time, to drink and party and dance. And mate, we bring it. It's always a fun time there.
It's actually something Brisbane does really well. I wish we had that sort of culture on the coast where you can go to a venue and it's purely about the music. I mean, we've got Vinnie's in Southport, which is relatively new.
Yeah.
They've kind of just been there about 12 months, I think. And great venue, very small, very Black Bear Lodge, a little bit bigger.
Yep.
But
I'm very interested by Vinnie. So
punk and metal, man.
Yeah.
It's a cool venue, and they're just about music. They're not, oh look, come and play the pokies and come in and watch comedy night on Wednesdays. It's you come here to watch music and that's it.
Exactly.
Which is something Brizzy seems to have a lot more of.
Brizzy is incredible in that respect. I wasn't joking when I said top 12 venues. There's a shitload, and we play Brizzy most weekends, and we're always playing somewhere different, doing something else. We always got new bands to play with. It's really quite a thriving scene at the moment.
No, that's good. I actually wanted to touch on your gigging schedule. You're quite busy, and some might say you're an Aussie rock band branding style group. You guys must get pretty loose and get up to some shenanigans pre and post gig. Have you got anything you can tell us about your backstage experiences?
Well, let me just open with this. In the famous words of London, I am not a role model for your life. And I like to drink and I like to party. And most of the time I really don't remember too much shenanigans because I'm in the midst of them. But yeah, there's not really too many things that spring to mind violence-wise, which is good because, as we said,
that's always a good thing.
Most of our shows are pretty, it's friendly. We're friendly people, and we don't really like that sort of stuff too much. But plenty of times I've woken up and not known where I am, and I look around the room, don't know what's going on, and have to find my way home.
Bunch of new mates.
That's always good. Yeah.
That's right. What about riders? Have you had a particular rider that you go, that was good? In the times that I was gigging with one of my previous bands, I think the best one we had was just this platter of fucking cookies from Subway.
Dude, okay, yeah.
That, despite the fact there was no beers, there was nothing else, just a fuck off platter of cookies. I was like, yeah, this is my dream.
Yeah, no, I think Woolly Mammoth was the best one I remember being because we had a full platter of I remember it was cheeses and biscuits and different things, and then they had a fridge full of beer for us, and then
bottle of liquor
as well, bottle of bourbon or whatever it was, and that was bad news for me because I sold to play. That's always the test, is how drunk do you get before the show?
Enough to throw up a cheese platter on the crowd.
Exactly
is the correct answer.
Look, I feel like I'm growing a little bit and getting a bit more serious with some of this music so I'm usually trying to stay sober before the gig, but then once we're going after, mate, it's
yes,
all rules are off. But they usually most venues will throw some drinks our way, so it's good.
Nice. All right, Doghouse, Roll On, and Walking Tall, they all seem to be big fan favourites in terms of sing-along type style songs. Everyone sort of gets into them. Do you guys have a favourite song to play live that not only gets a crowd going but gets you super pumped every time you play it?
After you, mate.
Oh, well, always will be Roll On for me because, it's the first song we wrote as a team and a group together, and it was the sort of coming together of Roadhouse as an entity and a creative process. And then I stick it to the Man at the moment, which is a new one. Be hopefully recording soon, coming out. But if you come see us live, you can see it almost every week. It's a great one to dance to and get pumped up. It's fantastic, and I love it. Just jazzes me up.
Definitely, I would say Stick It to the Man is one of my favourites. So it sounds like a standard title that tells you the whole story, but Stick It to the Man's an epic journey of a song, I would say. It starts off quite slow, just a single guitar picking, a beautiful riff, and we come into this big dancey intro, kick-ass chorus, and it's about sticking together. And we've all got, the man can represent any number of things in all our lives, but I feel like it's quite a lot of people can relate to it for a lot of different reasons, and it just gets you moving, mate. Brings the show down for a second, but then tears it right back up. I love it.
Nice. Well, despite the fact, it's only August when this podcast is coming out. The end of the year is approaching pretty quick. I don't know how you guys go, but as I get older, fucking time goes quicker. It's shit. My 20s just went like that. But what have you guys got planned in 2020? I know it's a big loaded question, but in terms of gigging and new music, what are Roadhouse going to be doing next year?
Well, look, this is something we're constantly reevaluating and assessing. We have been putting so much effort into just gigging. We're a live roots band from the start, and we play a good 25 to 40 gigs a year, I would say, just estimating. But we want to get our asses back in the studio and record some music. We get asked at gigs all the time, when's more tunes coming out on Spotify, YouTube, all these things. We've got a director lined up for a new film clip to follow up Long Live Rock and Roll. Mate, we got basically coming into 2020 where we've got another film clip coming out, another couple of songs. And 2020, we're just going to be pumping out more tunes, I think, for the online listeners. So as you said, we do have a bit of a cult following in Brisbane, but we want to get this thing going. I'm talking. Road, yeah, I feel like through the internet, like through podcasts like yourself, the internet's this wild west of
rodeo cowboys.
There's fucking everyone's on there. We've all got a computer in our pockets, and we want to hit the rock lovers and the music lovers of this world right in their pockets. So I feel like recording and releasing more music is something we're gonna be putting a lot more effort into.
That's awesome. Now, we're going to give Walking Tall, the song off your debut EP of the same name, a spin. Can you tell your listeners a bit about this track and how, if at all, your writing process has changed since your first EP and, of course, since bringing a fifth member into the band?
Yeah.
It's sort of the new version of the old thing, basically. We sort of like to sit together with an acoustic guitar and someone will bring a riff in and then we'll start writing a song. But I mean, I think that we're sort of evolving as songwriters. Everyone has gotten so much better since we've started, and everyone's been practicing and everyone's been writing their own stuff, and I think it's just sort of come together really nicely. And I think the newest stuff that'll be coming out, especially like later this year and earlier next year, will be bit different, bit more polished, and I think a much more finer rock and roll. I think you'll enjoy it.
I often refer to Doug Eustace, our guitarist, as our songwriting team leader. Mm-hmm. He's just got a brain for narrative, for story, for riffs. He's a guitar legend.
Wonderful.
Hey Doug, if he's out there listening.
Good work, Doug.
But,
thumbs up,
you're
buddy.
a legend, mate.
Really, we usually sit down and talk themes of a song, and like if we might not even have a riff, but we'll throw out titles. So, and then, for example, actually, I'm not giving you any examples. Make your own songs up. But yeah, and then we'll all write down and throw out just themes. What narratives does this make you think of?
Yeah.
And we'll write them out and. Maybe partake in a bit of the devil's lettuce once we got a bit of work going, and just
I love
keep
a good
trying.
salad, actually.
Yeah, and just try to get some lyrics down the page, and look, the process flows from there.
Nice. That's all. Look, thanks very much for joining us in the studio, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting about everything Roadhouse. But before we go, can you tell our regular radio regulars where to find you in internet land?
Check us out on Instagram.com/RoadhouseOfficial, Facebook.com RoadhouseOfficial. those are the main places. Spotify, look up Roadhouse, Walk and Tall. You'll be able to listen to the EP there. Our second one, Triple Shot. Mate, just Google it, have a look. We got some free stuff on YouTube, Spotify, all the good places.
Nice. Have you got any gigs in August you'd like to plug that you can think of off the top of your balls?
August 3rd.
Nice.
That's Tomcat. That'll be great.
Yeah, we're playing with a band. It's their debut single release. They're Bad Neighbor, releasing a song called Odd Socks, and we have a good relationship with the guitarist in that band. It's his new project, and it's sounding kick-ass. So, look, we're thinking that's going to be quite a gig to get to. So, if you're anywhere around Brizzy, get your ass on down August 3rd.
Nice, you heard it here first. Tomcat on August 3rd. Thanks for coming down, guys.
Thanks,
man.
Thanks for having us, mate.
We're Roadhouse, and this is our track, Walking Tall.
Pushing people around. Why do you think you're tough? What buck 'em over my way? I'll show you the stuff. Now I've been working 9 to 5, but there ain't no joking around. You wanna try mess with me tonight for the first round? You say you're hungry, but you ain't ready. I'll tell you, boy, you better get ready. 'Cause I'm
Scott MCB is a new regular from Auckland and he's bringing us That Day.
We were running around on a typical day, you could say. Seemed like a dream, couldn't keep my eyes awake. Exhausted from the fun, in a way. In a way. On that day, that one day, when I came back, a different universe led a whole different life. What I never, ever knew. And 'cause on that day, that one day, when I came back, a different universe led a whole different life. What I never, ever knew. The sun comes up, the lake is alive in my mind. I'm caring not too much, I enjoyed it all the same. I enjoyed it all the same. 'Cause on that day, that one day, when I came back, a different universe led a whole different life. What I never, ever knew. And 'cause on that day, that one day, when I came back, a different universe led a whole different life. What I never, ever knew. I remember a difference. My nostalgia kicks in and tells me to look to the future to see where I am. And now I'm someplace new. That one day, when I came back, a different universe led a whole different life. What I never, ever knew.
Bekem, BKEM, Bickham, or something to that effect, are bringing you their catchy dance hit, MIA. I actually love this song.
It's my maestro on the beat, baby.
You're my bread and butter. Baby, show me how to fetch your water. Said you're my bread and butter, yeah. Baby, show me how to fetch your water. Yeah. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'ma give you something, make you wanna come back. Yeah,
If you show me what you need, then I'll never go MIA. Little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'ma give you something, make you wanna come back. If you show me what you need, then I'll never go MIA. Yeah, you're my royalty. Yeah, you know how to make your exit happy. Yeah, but I need your water to do that. That's all I need from you today. Oh, can you can I do today? Just to have your bad suit today. Bread and butter, yeah. Baby, show me how to fit your water. Said you're my bread and butter, yeah. Baby, show me how to fit your water. I'ma give you something, make you wanna come back. If you show me what you need, then I'll never go MIA. Little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'ma give you something, make you wanna come back. If you show me what you need, then I'll never go MIA. Yeah. Oh, I know go MIA. Yeah. Oh, I know go MIA. Yeah. Oh, I never go MIA. Give you something, make you wanna come back. If you show me what you need, then I'll never go MIA. Little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'ma give you something, make you wanna come back. If you show me what you need, then I'll never go MIA. Yeah, bit of this, a little bit of that. I'ma give you something, make you wanna come back. If you show me what you need, then I'll never go MIA. Little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'ma give you something, make you wanna come back. If you show me what you need, then I'll never go MIA. Yeah. Oh, I know go MIA. Yeah. Oh, I know go MIA. Yeah. Oh, I never go MIA. Yeah. And they don't go MIA. Yeah.
It's Mama's turn to give baby.
The MILF Mafia from Berlin are next. Yes, I definitely said MILF. This is La Fête Sans Nous.
never see you anyway. Blame you for ruining my birthday. See you on the other side.
Shawnee, oh, can you put that away? Jeez, it's masturbate time.
Hello and welcome to the monthly Masturbate for August. As always, I'm your monthly masturbator and host of this segment, Shawnee Miller, and I'm ready to bait. So, as always, I'm going to be masturbating with someone new, and this time around, I'm masturbating with my newest victim, with his consent, of course, Dan from Brisbane band Roadhouse. How are you, man?
Feeling good. Feeling fresh. Good? Ready to bait.
Ready to bait.
Ready
awesome.
to.
Dan is also wearing an NWO shirt, which has
too sweet, baby.
Has heightened my respect for him. New World Order. Anyway, that's for wrestling nerds out there. All right, so you've already been passed around the studio for an interview, I hear, and you've survived that. But will you survive this?
Ooh, we'll have to see.
We'll see. You might survive it, but it could get sticky.
That's why I like it.
Good. We'll get along just fine. So you know how this works, but for those listeners out there that don't, basically we're going to get given a topic in a second. We don't know what it is, and we get each a minute to argue our case, and we don't even know whether we're for or against yet. So I'm going to ask you, Dan, do you want to be for or against?
Against.
Against? All right.
Play the heel.
All right, sweet. So that will be, hey, more wrestling terms, good shit. So you're against, I'm for, and our topic today, ready? Can we get a drum roll? Can we edit a drum roll in there?
Great drum roll.
Vegemite and chip sandwiches. All right, with our really inexpensive drum roll. Maybe we'll work on that later in production. All right, so royalty-free drum rolls. So if you want your royalty-free drum rolls, just hit up the Regular Radio website and we'll send you an audio bite and you can use it wherever you want. All right. So, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Second?
Give me time to think about what I'm going to do.
Yeah, everyone always makes me go first. But that's all right, because I usually come first
well, you
anyway.
got more practice anyway.
I usually come first, so it's all right. All right, so we've got a clock going. All right, so Vegemite and chip sandwiches. First off, the first thing that comes to my mind is this is a 100% Aussie meal. So I'm a big fan of that. Obviously the Vegemite part of it and the sheer laziness of getting 2 pieces of bread and chips and just crushing them all in the same handheld meal. It's a very Australian thing to do, and I do this on a regular basis, so I'm a big fan. The other thing that's going to spring to my mind is, please no one count this, but I'm pretty sure that has all the 5 food groups, right? It's got vegetables, it's got wheat, it's got vegetables and stuff. Butter, dairy. If you put butter on it, it's got dairy. And it's got potatoes. So the Irish survived on potatoes for like fucking ages, didn't they? And they're still breeding and kicking ass around the planet. Boston Celtics are still going pretty good, even though there's no Irish people in there anymore. And Matt Damon on Mars survived for like 5 years on potatoes. So imagine if he had bread and Vegemite as well. All right. That is my time. All right.
That's pretty good. A minute's a long time.
A minute's a long time when you got to think about something that you weren't prepared for. But this is the nature of a masturbator. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'll be as ready as I can be.
All right. Go.
All right. Yeah. So Vegemite and chip sandwiches, not a fan. Can't deal with it. I mean, Vegemite on bread by itself, 100% get around it all day. Chips by themselves, get around it. But putting them together, don't know if I'll get around that. A little bit too much salt, one might assume, and then salt's not good for you, clogs your arteries and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I've always been a big fan of Vegemite. I ate some today, but I can't see it being together in like a perfect wavelength. It's just not really my style. And would you toast the bread? Would you not toast the bread? Do you just put it together in like a fresh sandwich? Don't know if I can do that either. But, you know, who likes Vegemite? Everybody does. You put a bit of butter on there, a lot of Vegemite, off you go. But I'll have my chips after it because that's the way normal people do it. That's just the way I think. That's just the way it's going to be. But yeah. Yeah, so in all, fuck Vegemite chip sandwiches.
All right, and you heard it here first. I'm hoping the other Roadhouse boys have the same opinion because you spoke for all of them just then.
Oh, good.
Hopefully, there's a song coming out soon. Fuck Vegemite and chip sandwiches, maybe in there.
I might have to
secret
save
track.
it for my punk side project band, Scottish Mosh Pit.
Yeah, cool.
So
cool. Well, you were saying there that everyone sort of likes Vegemite. Foreigners don't. So maybe you could be like fuck Vegemite, like in the Scottish type of vibe that you've got going on.
yeah,
there.
well,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
We'll get
nice.
around
All
that.
right. Well, in and out like a robbery, and we're not even going to call you in the morning. And that's the nature of Masturbate. And we'll see you again next month. You stay regular.
Part-Time Perfect from Canada are totally catchy, toe-tapping fun. Enjoy Orphan.
Living, dying, ain't it strange? Life and liberty, love and pain, I can't explain. I forget my name, ain't it a shame? But down on the floor, don't explore, twist and shout and dance some more. And I lay dying by my grave that was dug by mistake by a man whose bills I did take. Here comes the rain, won't you behave for my last day? Never mind, I won't die, take it all and say goodbye. But Lord, oh Lord, won't you give me one more day? Got whiskey to drink and I got music to play. When I came home to you. You know we told all the lies. Let's tell the truth. It's what we do. Twisting and turning and learning and burning up the fuse. Paranoia, ocean blue, took it all to be true. Now I'm crying, dying, lying to leave you. I never knew. What could I do? To be true, to be blue, to be deep, deep inside of you. But Lord, oh Lord, won't you give me one more day? Got whiskey to drink and I got music to play.
These guys come from the capital of the Snowy Mountains. Keep an eye on Faceless. They've got it. This song is called Lost Thoughts.
If I did this, cause I know I'm so devout to making statements, claiming faces that I think I forgot about. Temporary memory problems keep the nose root forgotten, thought that I was on a tap, but then I hit the bottom. Inspiration's only fleeting, like a verse I keep repeating. The poetry behind my voice, my brain it keeps repeating. My mind's up, I don't want to create any further. You know what? You got yucks for making a message firmer. Is this what you wanted? It's what keeps good people talking. It's the pockets in my drums and the quality of the product. I need a statement, change the page, ship a thing that I know it's gonna make. And I'm the legend, my possession. Take control of the while I'm in a session. I'm trying to deal with my last thoughts, last thoughts. Last thoughts, last thoughts. And I'm caught in last thoughts, last thoughts.
Thelonious Punk are bringing you the jazz waves from New Zealand with Red Tomato Hut. I'm going to check these locals out when I can. This is Syrup Go On with Manta Ray. Last but definitely not least is another from Berlin. This is the Black Cubes with What You Gonna Do.
Well, you choose
Thanks for listening, guys. We should have launched our new website by now, regularradio.com.au. But make sure you also follow us on all of the socials, including Twitter, which is news_regular. And for the artists you love and you have listened to throughout any of our months, make sure to stalk them on their socials as well. And remember, stay regular.
G'day, Regular Radio regulars. We are here at Lord of the Wings in Rabina with Em, who's about to do the Hot Wing Challenge, which is what, Emma?
Fuck my life. That's what it is. 8 wings, 2 minutes, and the sauce is like the hottest shit sauce ever. Suicide, I think is what it said.
And how many Scovilles was it?
I didn't hear that part because I tuned out when she said to me that
I think she said it was 9 million Scoville, which obviously the hottest pepper is the Carolina Reaper, which is 2,200,000 Scoville.
I don't even know what any of that means.
That's a fucking hot pepper.
Ignorance is bliss right now.
So you're going to give this a crack. We've got 8 wings that you're going to attempt to get through in 2 minutes. No gloves, no napkins. You've got a big chocolate milkshake sitting there for after. Have you got any thoughts going in what your ideas of how you're going to take this challenge are going to be?
I'm going to try and smash it, but I know as soon as it touches my mouth, I'm going to cry.
Fast and loose and hard.
I'm worried I'm going to have a heart attack. Lucky Nathan's here. He can do CPR.
Craig, she doesn't believe in your CPR skills, obviously.
No, I want Nathan's lips on mine, thanks.
Look how delicious Craig's look, though.
Yeah,
those lips read the news.
That's all for V.
Oh, look, you got milk. We've just had an arrival of a glass of milk, which is fantastic.
I can't.
Lactose intolerance isn't going to help you in this challenge. Is there anything else you think you could drink that might assist? Maybe like a beer or some water?
I was contemplating a beer, but I think a beer would actually make me sick.
With the milk, I'd say so. Hopefully they're coming out soon. I can see the chefs. They're in the kitchen right now. There's obviously a few people in here, hence the noise, but we've got some hot wing building going on in there. And that chef looks like he means business too. He's got his hat on backwards. He's reading some menu stuff.
He's in disbelief. I think he's in absolute disbelief right now that there's a woman doing the challenge. Because I went and had a look at the top participants and there's not one single female. And while I would love to be the one to, you know, do it for the ladies, I have complete doubt in my brain.
Well, we believe in you, Em, and we've got some friends here to give you their support and possibly call an ambulance if the waiver is required. And
It's going to end really badly if I start having a seat or something.
it doesn't say on the board how many people have actually done the challenge, so we need to ask that question, how many people have put in for it. But I believe the waitress said before there's an MMA fighter that came in here last week rather intoxicated and gave it a crack and it didn't work out at all. Oh, so look, she's bringing you a doggy bag for the wings as well.
Oh, I think that's a vomit bag. Yes, it is. Get fucked.
They've just nicely brought in a vomit bag for Emma. It's rather large too. I'm expecting she's going to chunder all over the show. So we'll take a break and we'll come back when the wings come out. After some technical difficulties with our cameraman, we're about to start the wing challenge. Emma's got 2 minutes to abolish 8 hot wings right in front of her.
Ready?
You ready?
Go!
Go hard, Emma.
I'm that worried.
Bigger bite,
You
bigger
have 2
bite.
minutes.
Come on.
Nah. Nah. Holy shit balls. That is actually really, really hot.
She's going straight for the milkshake.
Oh.
She can do it. One more wing, Emma.
Oh my god. I didn't.
Stick it in your mouth.
My eyes. Oh my god, James, this is full on. No.
How many seconds are we through?
43.
43 seconds. She's got to finish one wing.
No.
Alright.
That's burning. That's actually burning. Oh my god.
Get some milk as well. Here's some wet wipes.
Oh,
Wipe your hands.
my eyeballs. Oh, that's not even possible. Oh my god. Nah.
No heart attack first, that's a plus. Get those napkins out.
Oh, dude.
She's gonna need these napkins pretty much immediately.
Oh my god.
Last thing you want to be doing is wiping your butthole after this. She's looking wonderful. Have you got anything to say?
I can't.
She got through a quarter of a wing.
How do you stop the burning?
More milk.
Oh.
Like just straight milk. Hold it in your mouth. Hold that milk in your mouth. She's gargling the milk.
Nah. I can't stop that burning.
Keep drinking. Have some water. Emma is not going to be on the Wall of Fame today. And it looks like it's burning a fair amount.
You need to try that. Holy fuck.
I'm going to try a little bit. Craig, are you ready?
I'm ready for you to try it, yes. I think I'm going to pass.
You're ready for me to
There's
try?
a lot of sauce on those
There is.
wings.
They've fucking laced these.
Don't go hard. That's my only bit of advice.
I'm not going to go hard. Oh, motherfucker.
I think they're quite hot, these wings, by the sounds of it.
I think it's Craig's turn.
I think I'm going to pass on the. I think I'm going to pass on the wings.
No, it makes it worse.
Oh. We don't have enough milk for me to try some too.
Fuck you, Craig.
Just keep drinking the milk and the water.
The longer you wait.
Now Emma's actually lactose intolerant too, so I wonder if the burn is the wings or the lactose. JD and Emma currently using up all of the napkins. And they've just ordered another cup of milk. This time for JD. Yeah, you shouldn't drink water. It's got to be milk. Hey, Em, you got any milkshake left?
Holy shit. Hottest fucking shit you've ever had, hey?
I can't.
Did it make it better?
Oh, I'm dying. Holy shit.
I don't even like milk. Like, if you get me to drink that any other day, I will vomit. I can't taste it.
I think it's Craig's turn.
Craig, come on, you started it. It's on the way back.
Pleasant.
You have to just take a bite, buddy. You're part of the regular radio crew.
Come on, just do it.
No,
Take one for the team.
Craig, you're part of the regular radio crew.
Just a dip on your finger.
Okay.
Just a dip.
But wait, I don't have any water.
Hurry the fuck up and take
There's
this.
water there.
Craig, take the whole thing. Oh, more than that, you bitch. Oh my god.
No, this is all I'm going to do. This is all I'm going to take. Just a little bite.
You can do a bit more than that. A little bit more. Because you can't feel it right now. I think you can feel it.
I can feel it. I can feel it. It's like... Ooh. It does get worse.
Oh, this is fucking horrible. Oh my god.
Oh, it's starting to get better.
I've probably got like a 2-minute delay behind you. Oh, praise Jesus. So, what? It's been about 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think I'm getting to the point of being okay, but my belly's cramping something chronic. And I don't know whether or not that's because of the milk. It probably is with a bit of the...
Do you even care?
No, but I don't know if I'm going to make it back to your place without pooing myself.
We're at Rabina at the town centre, so there are bathrooms here. I actually feel like an ice cream. They've got ice cream for you, but they don't have any for me, and I'm upset.
You can have it. I can't have any more dairy.
So, oh fuck. The outside of my mouth is still burning. My throat's okay now. It's the roof of my mouth and my lips. I feel like I've been punched in the face by Mike Tyson.
I reckon this is what, you know what? I reckon it's my insides burning because it's gone from my throat. Maybe it's just travelled.
That's a good point. I mean, the sauce was actually delicious. I have to say, before the heat started, it was quite tasty.
Yeah, it was. It was really nice.
And then shit went down south by about 3 seconds after.
Yeah. Like, I'm all good for a bit of chili, but fuck, that was more than a bit.
Yeah. And I'm soft when it comes to spicy. I love eating spicy food, but my body doesn't like me eating spicy food, and I feel like, look, this girl's just come to take away the wings and she's wearing gloves. Which I think is fantastic. Oh my God, they've got a disposal unit. How are you feeling, Craig?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's still burning even with just a little amount I had. Still burning, but I'm okay. I'll survive.
See, the water was doing nothing for me before, but now that the milk's gone, the water's quite nice.
Oh my God, that feels amazing.
What's that? Oh my word. All I can say is come down to Lord of the Wings. I think there's one in Brisbane, Indooroopilly. There's one here in Rabina. Lovely staff, very hospitable, and very honest about the challenge. Like, they told Emma she may die.
Yeah, I think that's what got me. The fact that someone went into cardiac arrest. And then the chef ended up in hospital.
Yeah, so the chef, we just found out the chef ended up in hospital after eating the whole lot himself. So the chef's both a genius in creating the sauce and a complete moron for actually eating it. Oh my word. I am feeling better. Like, a few minutes I couldn't speak. Emma's sad face is amazing. But you're a champ. Well done for another challenge. Well done.
That's all right. Thank you.
Thanks for listening, Regular Radio Regulars.